Hello and welcome back into the FCS Huddle. I'm Elliot Schall, as always joined by the FCS Senior Editor for Stats, Craig Haley. And Craig, we've been talking about this season and how it's close to an end. I mean, we have 2 full weekends remaining, and there's some unbeaten teams. We know McNeese State, Harvard, and Dayton. But there are 4 winless teams in the FCS. Now, some of those teams that are undefeated could potentially, have an undefeated regular season, but these teams that haven't won a game yet, I mean, could we see them getting a win in these remaining weeks?
Well, you don't like to see anybody go winless.
Right.
There's only 4. I do think several of them can get a win here over the final 2 full weekends. The odd one to me is Wagner being 0-9. I mean,
Yeah.
they had a share of the Northeast Conference title last year. They've had a good program. Obviously, their longtime coach was stepped down, retired. But you don't drop off like they have. So I give them a shot against Central Connecticut State this weekend, home game. I think that's probably a good chance for them. Cornell has a shot this weekend. They're at home against Columbia. They're winless. You need the right matchup. I mean, Delaware State, they're not going to beat North Carolina A&T, the front runner in the MEAC, but they can beat Howard in the final game. Austin Peay, they only have one more shot. They're already 0-10 and playing their final game against Tennessee Tech. That's a possible win, but they're not going to be the favorite, obviously. So I think each team has at least one shot here to get that win.
Now, when new coaches come into programs that have obviously struggled, they talk about, bringing in a winning culture and eliminating a losing culture and things like that. And I personally know as a Browns fan, losing culture can certainly stick and talk is cheap. So would you say it's easier said than done?
Of course. I mean, in football, you have such a large roster. You really need an influential group to take over and show the lead, help the players along. 5-year plans, they're not favorable anymore. People want you to win instantly, but in football, especially college football, it does take time to get the right recruits. I do think it's easier, say, in college basketball where you get that one impact player and then suddenly that brings in another one. But football does take time. It's got to be a little bit quicker than it was, 15, 20 years ago.
Right, absolutely. So there you have it. In the closing weeks, can some of these teams either stay undefeated or end their winless drought? That's the question. So be sure to stay on top of everything FCS by following us on Twitter at FCS_stats. Also on the website, fcs.football. And give Craig Haley a follow at Craig Haley. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for watching. I'm Elliot Schall. Have a good one.